offering my advice because I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be social media, Instagram this. I don't know what it's like to be bombarded and have to be the breadwinner in the family and be a brand and be worried about what I do or say and everything else, or 24/7 being pulled in so many different directions and not knowing. And then throw in the fact that if I'm insecure, if I've got my own mental issues going on, who do I talk to? I don't regret being born when I was.
Right.
I'm in the right place at the right time. It's just been fascinating to watch these young ladies come up and now take the baton and take it to a different level.
She handled it in a graceful way as well.
Everything changed a minute ago when Cheryl Miller, yes, the real Cheryl Miller, said what millions of followers were too afraid to speak aloud. Caitlin Clark was never desired by Team USA. The whole basketball world erupted as soon as she uttered it. This story will rock your spirit, so before we begin, hit the like button. Today's expose is the biggest yet, so subscribe now if you adore actual basketball and detest politics and sports. There was no whisper from Cheryl Miller. She gave no hint. She didn't sugarcoat anything. She went live and explained why Caitlin Clark continues to be shoved, targeted, ignored, benched, and treated as if she never belonged. Her voice was unwavering, crisp, and steady. She stated, Caitlin Clark changed basketball, and that is exactly why they fear her. Instantaneous meltdown on the internet. Every league dreamed about Caitlin Clark's ratings from the very beginning. Millions of fans returned to women's basketball thanks to her.
Personally speaking, I feel like she ought to be able to wear her 22. But nonetheless, it looks like she's making a big change, folks. There's a case to be made that Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark's 22 is the most recognizable number in women's sports right now. I don't think there's even I don't think it's arguable at all. I just think when you think of far and away women's sports,
families, children, and individuals who have never witnessed a WNBA game. What did she receive in exchange? Hard fouls, inadequate defense, mysterious benchings, inadvertent shvees and elbows, and justifications. Infinite justifications. At last, Cheryl Miller uttered the words that no one on Team USA dared to acknowledge. She overshadows everyone, which is why they don't want her. However, this was more than just a viewpoint. Cheryl described the actions she's seen throughout the years. Every time someone becomes larger than the system or a young superstar poses a threat to the hierarchy, the system retaliates. At the age of 22, Caitlin Clark not only rose to fame but also became the face of international basketball. And Cheryl claims that's precisely why Team USA's executives never intended for her to be the focal point. The silent part was spoken aloud by Cheryl. The politics of the WNBA are linked to Team USA. Inside politics, favoritism, power circles, veteran devotion, and a lack of space for a rising star who wasn't created by their system. They did not develop Caitlin. She was not a part of their organization. She didn't adhere to their plan. Her home state was Iowa. She brought her own admirers. She brought the focus to herself. And that put individuals at danger. Cheryl stated that months before to the roster discussions, Team USA had already made up their minds. It was an easy strategy. Defend the veterans. Never give the keys to a rookie and keep the veteran on the front lines. Caitlin Clark would never be accepted. She would be softened, subdued, controlled, and kept silent.
Handled. Ultimately, it didn't matter because Clark was out, of course, with the groin injury. Let's just scroll down here because Sonia Cintron also was on the All-Star team. She wore 22. But the same can't be said for Team USA basketball, as players aren't allowed to share the same jersey number when suiting up for the national team. In fact, players are forced to wear a completely different number than what they're accustomed to on their professional teams. Caitlin Clark is going to wear number 17 at Team USA training camp. I'm going to tell you this.
However, Caitlin didn't follow those guidelines. She played the popular game. And the biggest surprise was revealed by Cheryl. Before the Olympics even began, they were afraid she would become the star of Team USA. Just picture that. 10-year veterans are receiving worse evaluations than a 22-year-old rookie. One player is creating more excitement than the entire roster put together. More conversation, more views, and more highlights. That was not what Team USA was prepared for. The system most definitely wasn't. Fans witnessed everything as a result of their pushback rather than their celebration of her. The icy demeanor, the strange rotations, the needless hard fouls, the mishaps that went uncalled, and the persistent condemnation for actions that other players were commended for. Cheryl stated, "You don't treat the most impactful young player in basketball like this unless you're trying to send a message. That advice is to know your place, stay in your lane, and not climb too quickly." However, Caitlin continued to ascend. Every game, every shot, every crazy pass, every sold-out arena, every highlight that went viral. And the hatred became more every time she ascended. Cheryl disclosed that Caitlin Clark is penalized for her excellence.
Off season, with the front office we don't trust, we don't believe in, we can't believe anything they say, and we don't know what's really going to happen with Caitlin Clark's health. This sucks, man. This sucks. I feel bad for Caitlin because I know she wanted to be out there for the fans, to put on a show. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Man, just even the photo she posted, it's like, man, we was ready.
We were. This was felt by millions of admirers. Parents sensed it. Children sensed it. NBA players tweeted about how they felt it. However, Cheryl Miller was the first insider to say it. The second bomb, the drama of the number shift, followed. According to Cheryl, Team USA did a terrible job. They portrayed Caitlin as a problem for demanding what every athlete wants, consistency and respect, instead of having a polite conversation about it and giving her a sense of worth. According to Cheryl, they caused her to feel inconvenienced. Millions of supporters lost it at that point. The third bomb. According to Cheryl, there was internal division within Team USA regarding Clark. While some instructors desired her, others did not. A few players backed her. Some didn't want her to be the center of attention. A few CEOs were thrilled with the ratings. Some detested the attention. A split chamber, a rising celebrity, and a huge spotlight from which no one could get away. It has nothing to do with basketball. This had to do with politics. When Cheryl stated this, her voice broke. Caitlin Clark is getting punished for playing the game correctly.
And as far as I was concerned, I was just glad to know eventually I wasn't the only girl playing basketball and balling, and playing at a high level. But it's been a blessing just to watch the women grow and watch the women find their voices, use their platforms, and finally get paid.
Right.
That's been, if anything, the flowers for me is to see their achievements now.
Because it wasn't just about Team USA, the statement affected the entire country. This covered the entire season. The continual boy, the hard fouls, the shoves, the targeting, the disrespect, the quiet, the envy, and the false narratives.